Chosen one, God said, enough waiting, now move. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when the silence breaks, when the divine voice no longer whispers but commands. That moment is now. No more waiting, no more doubting. The time to rise, to act, to move has arrived. This message is for you, the one who has been preparing in the shadows, wrestling with uncertainty, and carrying the quiet fire within. The delay wasn't denial, it was divine preparation. But now, the gates have opened. God said, enough waiting, and this is your call to move. Before we begin, I want you to know that this is not just another video. This is part of a sacred series designed to help you step fully into alignment with the universe and your higher calling. So watch till the end, because this message was meant to find you. In the comments, share your warmest wishes. Your light may inspire someone else on their journey. Write number 99 and 777 to affirm your alignment and subscribe to stay connected to this powerful movement. Your journey is not isolated. This series exists to energize you, manifest your wishes, and lift your spirit higher. You've been tested, not once, not twice, but continually, in ways that no one else saw. You've questioned whether you misheard the calling, whether the silence meant abandonment. But the truth is, preparation often feels like isolation. The cocoon is silent before the wings unfold. And now, that silence has shifted. The ground beneath you has started to vibrate. The universe isn't still anymore, it's stirring. And with every vibration, it's saying the same thing. Move. Movement isn't always physical. Sometimes it starts with a shift in your perception, a mental click, a decision. Today might not look different on the outside, but everything inside of you knows it is. This is the moment where stagnation is no longer an option. The waiting season served its purpose. It gave you roots. But now, you're being asked to rise. Not when things are perfect, not when you're ready, but now. There is a divine urgency echoing in your bones. It doesn't sound like fear. It sounds like fire. You were never made to be idle. You were not chosen to sit still and hope forever. The promise has been brewing, the timing is divine, and the signs are undeniable. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are right on time. And now it's time to move into what was always yours. Stop rehearsing your past. Stop replaying what didn't work. God doesn't need your perfection, just your movement, just your willingness, the yes that comes from the depths of your soul, the decision to stop shrinking, stop hiding, stop apologizing for the weight of your calling. You are not asking for too much. You were made for more than most can understand. The longer you wait for validation, the longer you delay the victory that is already yours. This season isn't about confirmation from others. It's about affirmation from within. You don't need them to see it. God already saw it. That's why he said, enough waiting. The people who left didn't cancel the promise. The opportunities that fell through didn't erase your name from destiny's scroll. You are still called, still chosen, still rising. You might still feel afraid. That's okay. Fear does not disqualify movement. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's motion, despite it. You've carried the blueprint long enough. You've spoken it in private. You've dreamed about it at night. And now, you're being asked to walk into it. This is where the inner vision becomes outer reality. This is where hope takes form. It's not about having the full map. It's about trusting the next step. One step, then another. The direction doesn't need to be clear if the calling is, and your calling is louder than ever. You are not meant to watch others build, while you delay your own breakthrough. Every tool you need is already in your hand: faith, resilience, intuition. These are not small gifts. These are your weapons. You've asked for signs. The repetition in your dreams, the numbers you keep seeing, the phrases that echo in your spirit. They are not coincidences. You've been divinely marked. Your name is already whispered in rooms you haven't entered. Doors are swinging open not because of your striving, but because of your surrender. You surrendered the timeline. Now the timeline is catching up to your surrender. Move before you feel ready. That's where the power is. When you move in trust, heaven responds. When you take action in faith, the universe conspires. Not because you force it, but because you flow with it. The divine doesn't reward delay. It responds to obedience. This is not a time to hesitate. This is not a time to overthink. This is a time to walk boldly. You may have to walk alone, at least at first, but that's how all great stories begin, with one soul willing to trust the voice within more than the noise outside. And as you move, the people meant to walk with you will show up. The resources will appear, the ideas will clarify, but nothing starts until you move. You are not anointed to remain still. Your gift wasn't given to you for comfort. It was given to change the world around you. Don't wait for applause. Don't wait for understanding. Don't wait for permission. God already said move. That's the only yes you need. The only confirmation that matters. There is gold in your feet. Every step you take forward is unlocking something ancient in your spirit. The longer you wait, the louder the regrets become. And you weren't created to live in regret. You were created to rise in power. That's why you've been feeling the friction, the restlessness, the tug. That's not anxiety, that's activation. Your future is knocking. Answer the door. This isn't just about you. There are lives tied to your movement. There are souls waiting to be freed by your freedom. When you move, chains break. Not just for you, but for the ones watching you rise. Your obedience becomes their inspiration. Your courage becomes their invitation. Don't underestimate the ripple effect of one faithful decision. The calling didn't get quieter. You got used to ignoring it. But today, you hear it again. Louder, clearer. It's not random. It's divine recall. You're being reminded of who you are. You're being pushed into your purpose, not by force, but by design. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was building a launch pad. And now, it's time. Let go of timelines. Let go of how it should have looked. You're not late. You're prepared. You're not forgotten. You're chosen. The old path doesn't need to make sense anymore. What matters now is your yes. The yes that shakes the dust off. The yes that walks anyway. The yes that says, I may not know where this ends, but I trust who's leading. You are not ordinary. You never have been. That's why the journey felt different. That's why the wait was longer. But different doesn't mean disqualified. It means distinguished, set apart. It means this movement will not be like the last. This breakthrough will be permanent. This chapter will not echo the former one. It will redefine everything. So, chosen one, stop explaining yourself. Stop explaining the wait. Stop waiting for everything to make sense before you make a move. The move makes it make sense. The action creates clarity. The leap builds the bridge. The voice that said move isn't wrong. It's right on time. You've been asking when. You've been wondering how. And now you're standing in the moment you once prayed for without even realizing it. Because movement doesn't always begin with fireworks. It begins with awakening. You may not see the thunder yet, but the thunder isn't what validates your power. The fact that you're breathing with this clarity, that you're hearing this message now, is your thunder. You're not the same person you were when you started this journey. Look back, not with shame, but with reverence. Every moment that tried to bury you only proved you couldn't be broken. You've already survived more than what most people would understand. And yet here you are, standing in a still moment that pulses with destiny. What tried to delay you only refined you. What tried to confuse you only deepened your clarity. The wait was never wasted. This next chapter will not require the same version of you. The outdated identity, the one that was hesitant, overly cautious, weighed down by fear, is no longer invited. That version did its job. It kept you safe during the storm. But now, it's time to fly. And wings don't ask permission to open. They just know when it's time. Your wings are ready. It's easy to think that momentum has to come from the outside, that you'll move when the job comes, when the call happens, when the money shows up. But divine momentum is internal. It begins with alignment. It begins with a whispered agreement in your soul. I am ready, not perfect, not fully prepared, but willing. And in the realm of miracles, willingness is the key to everything. It's not about chasing, it's about receiving what's already chasing you. That dream, that vision, it was planted in your soul by something far greater than you. Your job was never to figure out all the steps. Your job was to follow the fire inside. That fire hasn't gone out. It was just being shielded until the winds were right. And now the wind is shifting in your favor. You're not moving forward alone. Even when it feels like it, there are unseen hands moving the pieces for you. Conversations are happening behind closed doors. People you've never met are being inspired to think of someone like you. The path is forming beneath your steps. You just need to keep walking. Don't underestimate the divine orchestration that flows from a single, faithful decision. You were born with keys, but those keys didn't fit the doors you tried to open before, because those weren't your doors. That wasn't rejection. That was protection. If it would have opened then, it would have robbed you of the strength you've now gained. And strength is what you need for what's next. The next door doesn't just open to a new opportunity, it opens to a new identity. When you move now, you're not just stepping forward. You're stepping into alignment with the highest version of yourself. The version that doesn't explain away their light. The version that doesn't downplay their greatness just to keep others comfortable. The version that doesn't wait for someone else to believe in them before they believe in themselves. And yes, you might lose people, not because you've done something wrong, but because they were only assigned to the waiting version of you. Some can't follow where you're going, and that's okay. Let go gracefully. Growth isn't personal, it's spiritual, and every person who's meant to stay will feel the pull to rise with you. Let the rest fall away like dead leaves. They served their season. But this is a new one. You are not the storm. You are the calm that walks through it. You are not the doubt. You are the decision. You are not the waiting. You are the movement. Start affirming that, not just with words, but with actions. Take the call. Launch the idea. Speak the truth. End the cycle. Whatever you've been delaying, it's time to do it scared. Do it messy. Do it unsure. Just do it. The lie of not yet has held you long enough. That whisper of, who do you think you are, has kept you from claiming your inheritance. But now, a new question is rising. Who are you not to move? If you've been chosen, if you've been marked, then who are you to stay still when heaven itself is nudging you forward? The ones who rise aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to sit down. You have everything you need inside of you already. Your gift is not small. Your vision is not fantasy. The hunger you feel to do more, to be more, to impact more, is not delusion. It's direction, and it's divine. Let others think you're being too bold. Let them wonder why you've changed. Let them gossip. Let them misunderstand. Your breakthrough isn't built on their approval. It's built on your obedience. This isn't a moment to defend yourself. This is a moment to deliver yourself. Every delay has made you deeper. Every heartbreak has made you wiser. Every closed door has made you stronger. You were never stuck. You were in sacred stillness. And now, that stillness is erupting into momentum. This isn't about speed. This is about intention. Move deliberately. Move faithfully. Move like someone who knows they're not moving alone. The divine is walking with you. The ancestors are cheering for you. The universe is clearing the path for you. This isn't a coincidence. This is a call. You are not here to blend in. You're here to blaze trails, to break patterns, to heal generations. And you don't do that by playing small. You do that by walking into rooms like you belong there, by showing up when it's easier to disappear, by choosing yourself before anyone else does. So, chosen one, move with clarity, move with courage, move even if your hands shake. Your destiny isn't waiting at the finish line. It's ignited in every step. The miracle isn't down the road. It's in the motion. This is not the time to ask, why now? This is the time to say, why not now? Everything you need to begin is already within you. The moment you start moving, momentum finds you, clarity finds you, miracles find you. Stop waiting for life to hand you permission. You already have the stamp of purpose. You already have the authority of alignment. You already have the confirmation of your calling. There's nothing left to wait for. And here's the truth you've been afraid to say out loud. You're ready. You've always been ready. But now, you're willing. And that changes everything. There's a shift happening, and you can feel it in the deepest part of your being. It's not loud. It's not chaotic. It's something more sacred than that. It's certainty. A quiet, unstoppable certainty that tells you you can no longer stay where you were. The energy that once held you still now feels heavy. And it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because your soul is outgrowing the space you're in. You've been sitting at the edge for too long, waiting for the perfect sign, the perfect moment, the perfect feeling. But here's the truth. The edge will never feel safe. It was never supposed to. That tension you feel is divine pressure, not to break you, but to birth you. You are not standing at the edge by accident. You were placed there. And what's calling you forward is not a random voice. It's your own becoming. There is a frequency only the chosen can hear. It's not found in noise, it's found in alignment. And lately, you've been hearing it louder than ever. Not with your ears, but with your spirit. A pull, a call, a sacred tap on the shoulder that whispers, now. Now is your time. Not when everything makes sense. Not when they finally believe in you. Not when the plan is perfect. But now, because destiny does not wait for convenience. You are standing between who you've been and who you are becoming. And it's uncomfortable. That's why you've been feeling restless, frustrated, emotional. Because the internal upgrade is happening whether you feel ready or not. The shell is cracking, and what's inside is holy. You can't go back. You can't unknow what you know. You can't unfeel the truth awakening in your chest. You've seen too much. You've endured too much. You've evolved too far. It's time to stop pretending you're still the person who tolerated what you once accepted. That version of you is no longer alive. And the new you, the real you, is not afraid to step into the light. You're not afraid to be seen, not because it's easy, but because hiding has become impossible. You were made to be visible, to carry a voice, to blaze forward with purpose even when the road is foggy. The fog will clear as you walk. The clarity you're seeking is waiting in motion, not in stillness. Stillness served its purpose, but it is not your home anymore. It was the womb. Now it's time to emerge. You are not being pushed out of comfort to punish you. You're being pulled into alignment to bless you. Divine discomfort is your soul's way of screaming, "You're too big for this cage." What's ahead is not just another chapter, it's a new book, a new vibration, a new way of living. And it's not reserved for the perfect or the fearless, it's for the willing. You don't need more time. You don't need more validation. You need one thing: movement. And the moment you choose it, everything shifts. You'll feel resistance. That's how you know it's real. The mind will whisper 1,000 doubts. Old wounds will try to resurrect. Fear will try to negotiate with you. But remember this: fear is loudest when the breakthrough is closest. The noise is not a stop sign, it's a signal that you're getting warm. Keep going, keep rising, keep moving. This next version of you will require more trust, more surrender, more boldness, but it will also bring more freedom than you've ever tasted. Freedom from fear, freedom from delay, freedom from waiting for someone to give you what was always yours. You are not here to borrow energy. You are here to be a source of it. You are not here to follow. You are here to lead. First yourself, then others. Don't be afraid of starting small. Don't despise humble beginnings. The seed always looks insignificant until it becomes a tree. Your actions may seem quiet now, but they are creating roots. Invisible progress is still progress. And soon, what was once hidden will break the surface. And everyone will ask how it happened so fast, because they didn't see the years you spent preparing in silence. This season requires a new level of honesty. You have to admit what's no longer aligned, the job that drains your soul, the habits that numb your fire, the relationships that keep you playing small. You can't carry the weight of delay into your next level. This is the season of release and return. Return to yourself. Return to truth. Return to movement. You don't need more confirmation. You are the confirmation. You don't need a prophetic word. You are the prophecy in motion. You don't need someone else's blueprint. You are the blueprint for someone else. The waiting is over because you've arrived, not where the world thinks you should be, but where heaven always knew you would be. This is not the end. This is not even the middle. This is the ignition. The moment the engine roars after years of quiet, and when it starts, it doesn't wait. It goes, it flies, it runs. The same will be true for you. The moment you say yes to now, life begins to respond differently. People treat you differently. Doors recognize you. Opportunities magnetize to you. Not because you're lucky, but because you're in alignment. You'll lose things. You'll outgrow people. You'll feel misunderstood. But you will never feel empty again, because this movement is soul-fed. It's divine. It's irreversible. Once you step in, you will not return to what was. You won't even fit there anymore. And that's the beauty of transformation. It doesn't ask for permission. It asks for participation. So, participate fully. Move like the earth has been waiting for your steps. Speak like someone is healed by your words. Create like generations are depending on your obedience, because they are. This isn't just about your life. This is about your legacy, about the frequency you'll leave behind, about the light you'll carry into every room you walk into from this moment on. The world doesn't need another version of who you were. It needs the raw, whole, powerful version of who you are becoming. The one who no longer shrinks. The one who no longer waits. The one who no longer apologizes for being called. That's you. That's who's rising. That's who this message is for. And if your heart is beating faster right now, if your spirit is buzzing, if your eyes are tearing up, or your chest is tightening, it's because your soul recognizes the truth. This isn't just a video. This is a mirror. This is a reminder. This is a divine interruption to shake you out of delay and into destiny. You've been called. You've been chosen. And now, you've been told. Enough waiting. Now move. The decision to move may happen in a single moment. But the walk, oh, the walk is sacred. It's raw. It's real. It's filled with trembling hands and whispering doubts and invisible victories no one else will ever know about. The world celebrates the arrival, but heaven celebrates the steps. And every step you take, no matter how small, becomes thunder in the spirit realm. You've got to understand something profound now. The movement is not about impressing others. It's about obeying the assignment. You weren't chosen to be famous. You were chosen to be faithful. And when you are faithful to your voice, to your truth, to your divine instruction, influence follows, impact follows, favor flows. But first, faith must rise. You don't need to have it all figured out. In fact, you never will. The path will never reveal itself in total clarity before you move. That's not how divine instruction works. Movement activates revelation, not the other way around. You've been waiting for clarity when heaven has been waiting for courage. You've been begging for a sign when the sign is you. You are the proof that the season is changing. The discomfort you've been feeling, that's the stretch. That's the friction between old limitations and new dimensions. Growth doesn't feel safe at first. It feels like loss. It feels like grief. But what you're actually doing is shedding what you no longer need. You're not breaking down. You're breaking out. The ache is holy. Let it guide you forward. This is the era of your becoming. You will no longer live by default. You will no longer settle into survival. You are stepping into design, into alignment, into divine velocity. And when you move in this kind of energy, when you move with intention instead of reaction, the world begins to bend to your vibration. But you must trust yourself, not the fearful self, not the wounded self, not the doubting self, but the real self, the one that existed before the world told you who to be, the one that knows, the one that dreams, the one that believes in the impossible. That self has never left you. She's still inside. He's still whispering. And now, it's time to let that version take the lead. You weren't just called to heal, you were called to lead. But leadership doesn't start with crowds. It starts in the quiet. It starts with leading yourself out of delay, out of mediocrity, out of fear. It starts when you say, I am done waiting for permission. I am done asking for directions from people who've never walked this path. You are the path. You are the map. The truth is, most people won't understand your movement. They'll question it. They'll label it. They'll misunderstand your timing. But that's because your blueprint is not their business. What God whispered to you in the dark is not up for public debate. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Your job is not to explain. Your job is to obey. And when you do, you'll notice something strange. Things that once felt impossible now begin to unfold with ease. Not because it's suddenly easy, but because you've aligned. You've stopped resisting. You've stopped hiding. You've stopped playing the role you were never meant to audition for. And when you step into the real you, life responds. The resistance will still show up, but it won't control you anymore. You'll learn to walk with it, to speak over it, to move anyway. And that's the moment you'll realize the fear didn't leave. You just stopped bowing to it. You stood up. You stepped forward. You chose motion over safety. And that choice, that tiny, trembling, holy choice, changes everything. What you're doing isn't small. Even if no one claps, even if no one validates it, even if no one sees it yet, you're changing your future. You're shifting your family. You're rewriting your lineage. Your movement is more than you. It's generational. Your yes is echoing into places you haven't touched yet. And one day, someone will say, "Because they moved, I believed I could too." You are that person. The legacy doesn't begin when you make headlines. It begins the moment you say yes to being seen, yes to being stretched, yes to starting with nothing but the fire in your chest. It's not about who's watching. It's about who's following. Because they will come. The ones meant to walk with you. The ones assigned to your light. But only if you shine. No more shrinking. No more apologizing. No more waiting until the timing is perfect. The truth is, perfect timing is a lie. The only timing that's real is divine timing. And divine timing is now. That thing on your heart, that vision that won't leave you alone, that push you feel to speak, to build, to shift, to launch, to go. It's not random. It's divine recall. The heavens are calling you back into motion. This message isn't about hype. It's about truth. Deep, raw truth. The kind that wakes you up at night. The kind that burns behind your eyes. The kind that makes you cry when no one's looking. You've been carrying this too long to pretend it doesn't matter. You've been anointed for movement. And now, the spirit inside you is saying, move like it. So take the leap, launch the project, apply for the thing, walk away from the lie, stand in the truth, make the phone call, end the cycle, write the book, say yes to yourself, even if no one claps, even if no one believes yet, because you believing is enough. You showing up is enough. You being in motion is the miracle. Do you feel it? That energy shifting inside you? That's what awakening sounds like. It's not just excitement, it's remembrance. You're remembering who you are. You're remembering what you carry. You're remembering that nothing about your delay was wasted. Every tear was fuel. Every prayer was a seed. Every silent decision to keep going built this moment. You are not weak. You are wise. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. The version of you that's rising now is unshakable. Not because life got easier, but because your spirit got louder, your boundaries got firmer, your calling got clearer, your fear got smaller, and your steps, they got bolder. And that's what this season requires. Bold steps, brave choices, radical self-trust. You cannot play it safe and answer destiny at the same time. Safety is the enemy of elevation. You weren't made to survive. You were made to soar. So, if it feels uncomfortable, good. That means you're growing. And if no one else tells you this, let me say it loud and clear. You're doing better than you think. You're farther than you realize. You're stronger than they ever expected. And this next version of you, it's unstoppable. So move. Even if your voice shakes, even if your knees tremble, even if your heart races, move anyway. Because chosen one, this is your moment. You've reached the point where your inner world is too powerful to ignore. You've carried the vision for so long that it's no longer just an idea. It's a weight on your soul, a holy, pressing weight. And that weight isn't meant to crush you. It's meant to birth something through you. That's why you feel it so deeply. That's why nothing else satisfies anymore. Because you're not supposed to settle. You're not supposed to stay hidden. You're not supposed to wait for anyone else to validate what God already confirmed. This is your personal revolution. The moment your energy rises to meet your calling. The moment your steps align with the vibration of destiny. And once you rise to this level, everything changes. You don't walk the same. You don't think the same. You don't accept the same. You understand now that your life was never meant to fit into a mold. It was meant to reshape what the world thinks is possible. You've been taught to wait, taught to over-prepare, taught to silence yourself until the timing felt right. But the truth is, perfect timing doesn't exist for people with a supernatural assignment. The moment you move, it becomes the right time. It becomes the chosen time. Heaven doesn't operate on a human schedule. It responds to your yes. Your soul is craving forward motion, not because you're impatient, but because you're finally aligned. The tug you feel, it's not restlessness, it's recognition. Your spirit recognizes that the environment you're in no longer matches the energy you've been cultivating within. And when that happens, you must choose, stay where it's safe or step where it's sacred. Safety will always try to seduce you. It'll whisper, just wait a little longer, just get one more certification, just wait for someone to give you a green light. But divine timing doesn't wait for the crowd's applause. It activates when you move. The green light was never external. It's been glowing inside you all along, and now it's beaming brighter than ever. There's a sound only the chosen can hear, a rhythm only the aligned can dance to. You've heard it in your dreams, in your thoughts, in your quiet moments. It's the sound of your next level calling your name. Not the name others gave you, the name heaven whispers to you, the name attached to your real assignment, the name you forgot while waiting to feel ready. But now, you're remembering. You're remembering that readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. You decide to be ready. You decide to step. You decide to carry your own fire instead of waiting for someone else to ignite you. And in that decision, you begin to shift your entire atmosphere. People will feel it. Some will celebrate. Some will distance themselves. And that's okay. Your movement isn't meant to make everyone comfortable. It's meant to activate what's dormant. It's meant to disturb what's stagnant. It's meant to blaze a trail so others can see what's possible. And not everyone is ready for that level of light. But you are. You were made for momentum. You were built for breakthrough. You are not fragile. You are forged. All those seasons of silence, they weren't empty. They were sacred. You were being shaped, not ignored. Refined, not rejected. You were learning to hear your own voice again. You were reclaiming your power. You were breaking out of the illusions they tried to trap you in. And now, you're no longer a question. You're an answer. You're no longer a possibility. You're a promise. You're no longer potential. Your presence. Your being here, fully activated, fully willing, fully walking, is proof that divine timing is not delayed. It's arrived, through you. Don't rush the process, but don't resist the push either. The tension you feel is your calling asking for movement. Not perfection, not performance, just motion, just yes, just a willingness to be seen and stretched and shaped as you go. The miracle is not in the outcome, it's in the obedience. Obedience to what you know is yours. Obedience to the vision that won't let you go. Obedience to the divine whisper that keeps pulling you back every time you try to play small again. You're too awake now, too anointed, too aware. You can't unsee what you've seen. You can't unhear what's been planted. You can't unfeel the fire. And that fire, that's divine memory. That's eternity leaking into your current timeline. That's the heavens reminding you of your agreement, the one you made before fear got involved. Before doubt took the mic, before logic said wait, and your spirit screamed, go, go. That word, simple, short, divine, is echoing now. In your bones, in your breath, in your heartbeat. Not later, not next year, not after someone else believes in you. Now that word doesn't need explanation. It needs activation. So activate. Speak what you've been silencing. Move where you've been pausing. Finish what you started. Begin what you've been delaying. The assignment hasn't changed, but now you have. You are not who you were when you received the vision. You've outgrown the excuses. You've outgrown the waiting. You've outgrown the fear. This is not a season of staying still. This is a season of sacred risk, of radical obedience, of unapologetic progress. This is where your next miracle is hiding, in the motion, in the stretch, in the decision to no longer wait for peace to arrive, but to be peace in your own motion. You don't need another sign. You are the sign. You don't need another door. You are the key. You don't need more permission. You are the permission. You were born to move mountains. But first, you must move yourself. You must move through the fear, through the doubt, through the delay. And when you do, you'll see. It was never the mountain that was heavy. It was the hesitation. What you're doing now is more than personal. It's spiritual. It's cosmic. It's divine. You're not just stepping into success. You're stepping into identity, into alignment, into the full frequency of who you really are. You've said yes. And that yes is echoing across dimensions. That yes is calling the support, the people, the resources, the divine timing you need. You will see it happen. Not because of force, but because of flow. You will walk into rooms that once felt too big. You will speak in spaces that once seemed too sacred. You will lead where you once followed. You will create where you once only consumed. You will begin where you once only dreamed. Because now, you know, the dream was never just a fantasy. It was a seed. And that seed has taken root. And your movement is the sun, the rain, the soil, and the sky. Everything you need is inside you. Everything you've been waiting for has been waiting for you to activate. So no more waiting. No more watching others. Live the life you know you're meant for. No more holding your tongue. No more negotiating with fear. No more delaying the call. You're not who you were before this moment. You're not even who you were yesterday. You're a living, breathing miracle in motion. And as you move, mountains move with you. Chains fall. Hearts open. Atmospheres shift. You were never just here to exist. You were here to ignite. So, let the fire in your chest lead you. Let the storm inside your soul teach you. Let every scar on your heart remind you. You didn't come this far to pause. You didn't survive that to play small. You didn't endure all of that just to remain quiet. You came to speak. You came to rise. You came to lead. You came to move. And now that you've moved, nothing, absolutely nothing, will be the same again. This is the beginning. This is the unfolding. This is the unveiling of everything that's been sleeping inside you. Now awakened, now active, now free. So walk, stand tall, speak boldly, create fearlessly, love endlessly, give radically, and trust completely. Because the voice that said enough waiting isn't finished with you yet. This is just the beginning. Now move and never stop.